All right, are we on? Can you hear me, Miss Lynn? Can you give me a thumbs up? Yay, good to see you. Okay, awesome. I only know how to use technology when it's working perfectly, so today works right away. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. Good to see you guys again. This is actually my mom up front, so you guys know the whole fam now. And so let's get started in child's pose. No time to waste. I'm really excited to spend a few moments here with you. Take your knees out extra wide on your mat. And be intentional about taking up space here. Like we have a tendency to stay small, but just really stretch out. Reach your hands forward and press your tailbone back. Begin Ujjayi breath in and out of your nose. Fill your lungs all the way, and then empty them all the way as well. Take a big breath in, walk your fingers forward, stretch out. Exhale, press your hips down over your heels. 3 more breaths here, all the way in. Reach forward. Exhale, press back. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Like start the tightness in your core that'll take you all the way through the practice. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. One last breath. Exhale all the way. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Create an inverted V with your body. Feet stay about hip width distance apart or so. Whatever feels right for you. So you can walk your dog out, bend one knee at a time, shake your hips around. Take whatever movement feels right for you and your body. This is your practice. Draw your shoulder blades together, press them into your spine, and press back. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. 2 more breaths here. Set your gaze at the back of your mat. Notice if you have your eyes closed, you're already a little bit checked out, somewhere else in your mind. Keep your eyes open, set your gaze, be here with us. Ragdoll. Step your feet all the way up to your hands. You can take your feet nice and wide, like at least hip width distance, if not wider. You can bend your knees a lot here. Let your head and neck hang heavy. I like to imagine like a waterfall coming down my spine and just completely like releasing all the blood flow to my head. Relax your shoulders, sway side to side. 3 more breaths here. And keep that breath going, audible breath. Beautiful. Let's take 1 more breath all together. Inhale. Sigh all the way out. Let's do it 1 more time. Fill your lungs all the way. Open your mouth, sigh really loud. Beautiful. Release your hands. Toe heel your feet together. And slowly rise to standing, Tadasana. Reach your hands towards the sky. Breathe in, fill your lungs, spark your fingers. Maybe even take a tiny back bend. Bring your hands to heart center. We'll begin this class with 3 powerful ohms together. Inhale. Tadasana. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Breathe in. Fill your lungs. Fold forward. Come all the way down to forward fold. Halfway lift to a flat spine. And integrate your shoulders like back into your spine. Create a flat, tight spine. And then fold forward. Halfway lift, flatten your spine, reach the crown of your head forward. High plank. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your heels over your toes. I know I have a tendency to let my hips like fall really low. So lift your hips kind of towards the sky, like squeeze into your core. Great, one long straight line with your body. Breathe in. Exhale, low plank, come to a hover. Squeeze everything in towards your midline. Draw your elbows in, squeeze in tight. Upward facing dog, big breath in. Downward facing dog, big breath out. So each move goes with a breath. Take a breath together, all the way in. Exhale, sigh it out. Look towards the front of your mat and hop forward. Halfway lift, fold. Tadasana, reach up, take a big breath in and fold forward. Halfway lift, high plank to low plank, exhale. Upward facing dog, big breath in, pull your shoulders back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and out, look towards the front of your mat and go there, hop or float. Halfway lift, fold. Tadasana, reach up, one breath, fill up, and fold forward. Halfway lift, high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog, reach forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, press back. Look towards the front of your mat, go there. Halfway lift, fold. Tadasana, reach up, spark your fingers, and fold forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga, low plank, upward facing, downward facing dog. Take a breath here, all the way in and out. Look towards the front of your mat and hop forward. Halfway lift, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. So draw your big toes together, leave a space between your heels, and then sink your hips really deep. Really turn your attention to your pelvis here and lift the front of your pelvis up towards your nose. And then release your tailbone down towards the ground. Even deeper, like come really deep here. One last breath, find your edge. Fold forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Don't forget to breathe. Step your right foot forward, warrior one. So your back foot should be facing the corner of your mat, the front corner. So you're kind of angling your big toe towards that corner there. Protects the joints, come deep in your lunge. Ground all four corners of both feet into the earth, like press down and then spark your fingers up, breathe in. Chaturanga, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, warrior one. Rise up, breathe in. Peel your right hip forward. Create square hips towards the front of your mat. Glance down at your front knee, and if it's coming over your ankle, step your foot forward. So you can deepen your lunge a little bit. That protects the joints. You're in a nice straight line from your knee to your ankle. Take one more breath in. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Look towards the front of your mat. Hop forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Utkatasana. Chair pose, one breath. Sink really deep, like as deep as you can go. Squeeze in and fold forward. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Great job, Miss Lynn. I see you guys. I can't see what your name is, iPad, but you're killing it. Take a big breath in. And exhale. Step your right foot forward, warrior one. Rise up, breathe in. Square your hips. Draw everything in towards your midline. Take a big breath in. Chaturanga, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot comes forward, warrior one, rise up. Breathe in. Sink even deeper, last breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. One more sun bee. Look towards the front of your mat and hop forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Utkatasana. Sink really deep as if this is your last chair pose you'll ever do your whole life. Like sink all the way down, squeeze in, feel your leg muscles, and fold forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Then right foot comes forward, warrior one. You know where we're going. Keep your breath going, rise up, move with your body. Big breath in, reach up, spark your fingers, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot comes forward, warrior one. Rise up, breathe in. Ground down to rise up. So press the earth away from you and then lift and spark your fingers and your gaze. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Let's just take 3 breaths here. All the way in and out of your nose. Fill your lungs. Release. One more, just like that. Big audible breath. Lift your right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged down dog. Flex your toes towards your face. And then bend your knee and open your hips. Stack one hip on top of the other. Press your foot out towards the side wall and then just keep pressing and pressing until you flip your dog. Foot goes on the ground, reach your right hand up towards the sky. And maybe you say in 3-legged down dog today, no judgment. This is your practice. Go where feels right to you. If you're in flip dog, maybe you go for a wheel and reach for the ground. Try on something new. Just reach all the way back. The floor is there to support you. You have 2 more breaths to play. Lift your hips towards the sky. Last breath, fullest expression. High plank. Flip it on back over. And then come into side plank on the right. Come onto your right wrist and your right ankle, or you can drop your right knee. That's a really powerful modification. Wherever you are, your whole left side body should be up towards the sky. Beautiful. No matter where you are, you can lift your left leg up towards the sky. Expand to your fullest expression. And if your leg's in the sky now grab your ankle. Like go for your greatest expression. 2 more breaths. You got it. Go for the ankle. High plank. Let's go into low plank. Hover down, upward facing, downward facing dog. Let's take a breath together all the way in. Stick out your tongue, side out. Sometimes you just need to do that at your desk, at your job, like just let it all out. Lift your left leg up towards the sky, 3-legged down dog. And then bend your knee, open your hip. And feel your whole side body open from your pinky toe to your pinky finger. And keep pressing your foot over until you flip your dog. And then reach towards the sky. Lift your hips up. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Set your gaze up at your top hand. From your skin to your muscles to your bones, hug in to express out. High plank. Side plank on the left. Come onto your left wrist and your left ankle. Or your left knee. Maybe you do or don't need a modifier on this side, maybe different than the other side. You got it, girl. Drop your knee right below your hip. Set your gaze up at your top hand. Expand to your greatest expression. Lift a leg, grab onto your ankle, 2 more breaths. Wherever your body tells you to go, I invite you there. And then we'll meet in high plank. Exhale to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Look towards the front of your mat and hop forward. Halfway lift, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Draw your legs together like they're one big leg. And sink your tailbone even deeper. Squeeze in. Feel each leg muscle contract and support you. Last breath, sink even deeper and fold forward. Halfway lift, Chaturanga. To the floor you flow. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge. So all 10 toes face the front of the room. Yeah, stay up on your toes. It's really easy here to get a little bit lazy and drop your knee kind of towards the floor. Fire up your back thigh all the way towards the sky. Lift your hips up. And same thing in this lunge as well. Glance at your knee, make sure it's not coming over your ankle. So step your foot forward. There we go, yay. Safe knee joints, makes me happy. Take a breath in, spark your fingers up even higher, fill up. Bring your hands to heart center, exhale, and twist to your right. Hook your elbow onto your knee, or you can take an open twist too. Sometimes I do that. And drop your left hand towards the earth, open your right hand towards the sky. Your body will know when you're ready. Take it to your fullest expression. Open your hand this way so you're not hurting your shoulder. And take it even deeper. Draw in through the pit of your belly and then twist deeper right there at your core. One more breath. Take your top shoulder back, expand. Warrior two. Kind of unravel yourself. Come into your warrior two. Sink deep in your lunge and set your gaze right over your front middle finger. Peel your left hip back, open your hips up. Breathe in, extended side angle. Bring your right hand down to the earth or a block and keep your lunge in your right leg. Lift your left arm towards the sky. Set your gaze up at your top thumb. And as you inhale, reach the crown of your head forward and extend. And then exhale and twist right at your thoracic spine. Inhale, reach up, expand. Exhale, twist even deeper. One more breath, you've got it. Find your absolute edge. Breathe in. Exhale, go back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Keep your breath going. Most important part of yoga is your breath. Step your left foot forward, crescent lunge. And even though you know where you're going, see if you can just drop all expectation for what this will look like, if this side is different. Just experience your body here. We're in this pose. Don't get ahead of yourself. Take a breath in. Bring your hands to heart center and twist to the left. Hook your right elbow onto your left knee. Put this elbow to this. Beep, beep, beep. Turn the other way. Reach the crown of your head forward. Breathe in. And then exhale, expand to your fullest expression. Open your arms. Maybe even go for a bind. Take your left hand back around your hips. Open up. Take it all the way. Last breath, find your absolute edge, your fullest expression. Warrior two. Unravel, spin your heel onto the ground. Press your front knee out towards your pinky toe. So open your hip, press it out. Take a big breath in. Extended side angle. Left hand towards the earth or a block. Right hand towards the sky and set your gaze there. Keep your lunge in your left leg, stack your knee over your ankle. Feel your whole right side body open all the way and go back. Breathe in, feel your ribs separate. Last breath. Chaturanga, all the way to the floor. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and out. Look towards the front of your mat. Step or hop forward. Halfway lift, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. I usually feel some bitterness start coming up right around here, but find gratitude, replace that. Sink even deeper, set up for the twist. Hands to heart center and twist towards your right. Left elbow to your right knee. There you go, perfect. Reach the crown of your head forward and your tailbone towards the back of the room. Lengthen your spine. Press the four corners of your feet into the earth and expand when you're ready. Open your arms, or you can go for side crow and arm balance. That's really awesome. Set your gaze up at your top thumb. Take your top shoulder back for one last breath. Twist all the way. Ragdoll. Feet come out nice and wide. Bring water to your joints, to your knees, to your shoulders, to your jaw. Maybe open your mouth, stretch it out. Just release any tension you're holding on to. This is the spot right here. Let it all go. 2 more breaths. Lift your tailbone up towards the sky. Release your hands. Toe heel your feet together and rise up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sink your hips deep. Maybe go to a place you haven't even gone in this class yet, like even deeper. Maybe you're squeezing in tighter. Bring your hands to heart center and twist left. Your right elbow to your left knee this time. And reach the crown of your head forward. I do this weird thing with my neck where I like scrunch my neck in and tense up. So reach out, reach the crown of your head forward. Open your arms whenever you're ready. Set your gaze up at your top thumb. Move your shoulder blades into your spine. Press them into your body. Take a big breath in, reach up, and then exhale, go back. Last breath out. Ragdoll. Beautiful work, guys. Take your feet nice and wide, tailbone towards the sky, head to the floor. You can rock side to side, move around a bit. Hook your peace fingers onto your big toes. And then take a halfway lift. Fill your lungs all the way. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Widen your feet just a little bit for more balance. It'll be more comfortable. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, exhale. Let's take gorilla. Slide your hands right underneath of your feet. And actually the goal here is for your heels to come up off the ground. So maybe just try that on. Put all the weight in your toes. You can bend your legs a lot. And if you roll forward, no judgment from me. It's fun to get messy. Push yourself to your, like right to the edge of your comfort zone. Take a halfway lift, breathe in, reset, and fold forward. Halfway lift, fill up, fold forward. Last one, halfway lift. Breathe all the way in, fill your lungs. Fold forward, exhale. Release your hands out from underneath your feet. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward. Come into your yogi squat. So take your feet out wide to the edges of your mat and just come to a really deep squat. I like to call this a goddess squat. Try not to say that when there's men in the room though. It's a manly squat, I swear. And this is truly a hip opener. So reach your pelvis like up towards your nose, like get really vulnerable here and just open up your hips. Sink really deep. You can take your stance as wide as you need to. Ugh. It's really hard to do when you're not warm. Lift your tailbone towards the sky, squeeze in, lift your pelvis. And then come right into crow pose. Plant your hands into the ground, plug your knees right there into the back of your triceps. We're ready to go in that squat, perfect spot. And then lift one or both of your toes off the ground. Lift your tailbone up towards the sky. Beautiful work, Megan, it looks awesome. Take a big breath in. Chaturanga, great job. Low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Let's do one more crow pose, but I want to show you guys something really fun that I love to do. So take your block as you set up for this crow pose, And I actually like to stand on top of it with your toes. Plant your hands into the ground and then come into your crow pose. So you're coming from like your knees almost above you. And you can come down into the crow pose. So stand right up on the block, reach for the ground, and then plug your knees right into the backs of your triceps from there. Root your hands into the earth. Put your palms on the ground, root down. Beautiful. Lift your tailbone towards the sky. Set your gaze right in between your hands. 2 more breaths to play. Last breath. Find your greatest expression. Get your toes off the earth. Chaturanga. Great job, guys. Thanks for playing. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and big breath out. Reset. Drop any judgment you have from that a little bit of different way of getting into crow pose. Let's take a breath in together. I hear some panting. Breathe in. Sigh all the way out. Look towards the front of your mat and hop forward. Halfway lift, fold. Tadasana, reach up and go back. Take a back bend, breathe in. Eagle on the right. Take your right leg over and your right arm under. Right leg over, right arm under. Beautiful. And you're kind of in like almost like a Utkatasana with your standing leg. Yeah, there you go. Bend your knees, soften your joints. Beautiful. Draw everything in towards your midline. Move your shoulder blades towards your spine. Find stability right there in your core. 2 more breaths. Take your last inhale, fill up, and then unravel your right leg and press it straight back for airplane. So unravel, then go right back. Drive your heel towards the back of the room. Squeeze your shoulder blade, squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine and move them into your body. Like squeeze in, lift your heel towards the sky. Breathe in. Half moon. Bring your left hand to the earth or a block and stack your hips one on top of the other. Literally feel your whole side body just open up towards the sky. Beautiful. Press your heel back. And if you fall out, just come right back in. It's all good. And then go for grabbing your heel. Try something new. This is called sugar cane. So reach your right hand back to your right heel and extend like a little back bend. 1 more breath. Ragdoll. Beautiful work, guys. Take your feet out wide. You can pound out your legs, get some blood flow going. Do what you gotta do. We'll just take 3 breaths here. 3 intentional, present breaths. Let's take our last one together. Fill up and sigh all the way out. Release your hands, toe heel your feet together and rise up. Tadasana, breathe in. Go back, take a back bend, fill your lungs, stretch out, and come into eagle on the left. Left leg over, left arm under. Reach the crown of your head up, extend your spine, and then reach your tailbone down, get low. Lift your elbows up to shoulder height. Beautiful. Give yourself some space to breathe. 3 more breaths. Set your gaze at a non-moving point. If you're practicing at home, I can't hear your breath, but keep it audible, keep it moving in and out of your nose. Last breath. And unravel your top leg, press it back, airplane. Pull the pit of your belly in and up here. Keep your heart above your hips, like up dog in your chest. Beautiful. Lift your heel even like 2 inches higher. Squeeze in. Half moon. Right hand towards your block. Left hand towards the sky. Heel your left hip right on top of your right hip. Like stack them one on top of the other. Stack your shoulders one on top of the other. And open up, fill your lungs. Find your greatest expression. Grab your heel or at least reach for it. Where can you get messy here? Grow a little bit. Last breath. Get a little crazy. Ragdoll. Place your foot on the earth. And take your stance even wider than you have this whole time. Like take it super wide, bend your legs a ton, and let it all hang heavy. Check in, see if you're clenching your jaw or gritting your teeth or squinching your eyes. Like just let all of that go. I hear some panting mouth breaths. So bring your intention back to your Ujjayi breath, in and out of your nose. Slow and controlled and intentional. Release your hands, toe heel your feet together. Tadasana, rise all the way to standing. Breathe in, hands towards the sky, fill your lungs. Tree on the right. Bring your right foot to the inside of your left leg, anywhere but your knee joint. Bring your hands to heart center or expand wherever you want to go. No two trees in nature ever look the same. Wherever you're at, be present. And grow your tree, maybe take your hands towards the sky, and then maybe even go for a back bend. Start bending back, expanding, and maybe you even land and wheel, hands to the ground. 2 more breaths to play. Find your greatest expression. Last breath. Lock your gaze into one non-moving point and switch feet. See if you can do it without moving your gaze. Stay locked in right here. Bring your hands back to heart center and then expand wherever you want to go. Beautiful. 3 more breaths. You can go for your back bend, reach your hands towards the sky, out to the side, whatever feels right for you. 2 more breaths. Last breath all together, breathe in. Exhale, release, shake it out, do a little jig. Reach your hands towards the sky, Tadasana, breathe in and fold forward. Halfway lift, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Exhale as you press your thighs towards the back of the room. Look towards the front of your mat. Hop forward. Halfway lift, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Squeeze in, sink deep. And then sink even deeper. And fold forward. Halfway lift, Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, warrior 1. And see if you can set up for this warrior 1 just like you set up for your very first warrior 1. Fresh perspective. Sink deep in your lunge, breathe in. Warrior 2, open up. Set your gaze right over your front middle finger. Peel your hips open. Triangle. Straighten your front leg and come forward and down to the outside of your left foot. Oh, that's your right foot. Sorry. Set your gaze up at your left hand. There we go. Peel your hips open, peel your heart open, like take everything towards the back wall, open up for 2 more breaths. On your inhale, reach your hands up, stretch up, exhale, twist deep, and then do it 1 more time. Breathe in, reach up, expand. Exhale, go back. Warrior 2. Come back into your lunge. Take a big breath in. Turn all 10 toes to face this side wall. Reach your hands towards the sky and take a big forward fold. Draw your outer shins in. Keep your legs engaged. If you know tripod headstand, you can go now. Otherwise, take a halfway lift. Fill your lungs. Like fill your lungs all the way up. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, breathe in, fold forward. Come up, flatten your spine, breathe in, halfway lift. Place your hands on your hips and come all the way up to standing. Exhale, and set up for triangle. All 10 toes face the front wall, and your back foot comes about halfway up your mat. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Breathe in, and then as you exhale, bend over your front leg. You can bring a slight bend in that front knee. Keep water in your joints, always. And this is the grounding series, so ground your feet into the ground. Like sometimes my back heel starts to pop up, like root into the earth. Press down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your chest towards your thigh. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold forward. Last one, take a big breath in, fill your lungs. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, warrior one. Root into the earth. Feel the four corners of both your feet press down into the earth and spark your fingers up. Warrior two, open up. Peel your right hip open, squeeze your shoulder blades together, move your upper arm bones back. Triangle, come forward and down to the outside of your front leg. It's really powerful to put a block here if you want to bring the earth up to you. Otherwise, fingers like your shins or the floor is perfect. And stack your shoulders, one on top of the other. There you go. Breathe in, go back. Take that top shoulder back as far as you can. Open up for 2 more breaths. Inhale, reach up, spark your fingers. Exhale, take your shoulder back. Warrior two. Beautiful breath, guys. Press your front knee out towards your pinky toe. Breathe in. Side facing forward fold. Turn all 10 toes to the other side of the room. You can take a bind behind your back this time if you'd like to rinse your shoulders over your head. It's super powerful. Or just have ragdoll arms. Whatever feels right to you. Nobody knows what you need more than you do, so take that. Halfway lift, breathe in, fill your lungs, and fold forward. Crown of your head towards the floor, tailbone towards the sky. Halfway lift, inhale, fold forward. Audible breath, all the way in, breathe in, halfway lift, and then come all the way to standing and set up for pyramid. All 10 toes towards the front wall. Step your back foot halfway up. And let's take reverse namaste arms. So I can't do it very well, to be honest, but you make like a namaste, like you have your hands at heart center except behind your back. My shoulders are too tight. You can also do it upside down, which helps me out. But whatever you want, and then fold forward. If that doesn't feel right, then your shoulders can rinse over your head. Once again, this is your practice. You choose what your joints need. Wherever you're at, reach the crown of your head towards the floor. Extend your spine. Halfway lift. Inhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, fill your lungs. Fold. Root your feet into the earth. Last breath, all the way in, halfway lift. Chaturanga. To the floor, you flow, upward facing, and then downward facing dog. Beautiful breath. Let's take a breath all together. Breathe in and out. Come into high plank. And just take quick inventory how different you feel from your first high plank. Like you've created this fire, this energy, squeeze everything in towards your midline, and then come into low plank. High plank, lift up, breathe in. Low plank, squeeze in, you're at a hover. High plank, lift up, and then sink all the way down onto your belly. Rest on your very favorite cheek. This is my favorite part of class. This pose right here in the dead center of the class reminds me that even when I'm like super busy or super stressed, sometimes I need to give myself grace and take a few breaths in silence. To take full advantage of that here. Just give yourself some grace. Switch cheeks. Show the other side some love for 3 breaths. Reset your breath in and out of your nose. Bring your hands to either sides of your hips. Turn your palms down towards the floor. And then lift up for locust pose. Everything comes off the earth except your hip bones. Squeeze everything up towards the sky. Flex your toes towards your face. Draw in, lift up 6 inches higher with your shoulders and your feet. Lift up, squeeze in, release onto the earth. Take your knees side to side, whatever movement feels good. And then come right back in, locust. Lift all the way up, squeeze in. Draw your outer shins in, your shoulder blades in. Lift up one more breath and release onto the earth. Breathe in and out of your nose. Let's come into bow pose. So you're gonna grab both of your ankles at the same time. You can also do one ankle at a time if that feels better for your joints. Wherever you're at, lift up. Squeeze in, just like you're in locust where you're squeezing in, lifting up. Do the same here. Lift up even higher, breathe in. Don't hold your breath. Release onto the earth. Take your knees side to side. And let's come right back in. One more, bow pose. Lift all the way up. Press your shins towards the back of the room. From your skin to your muscles to your bones. Hug in, breathe in, release onto the earth. Knees go side to side. Bring your hands on either side of your chest and come forward, upward facing dog. Press down into the tops of your feet and reach your sternum forward. Lift your thighs up off of the earth, breathe in, downward facing dog. We'll meet on our back, set up for bridge pose, feet towards the front of the room, your head towards the mirrored wall. And take your feet about hip width distance apart. I see you at home, you're doing great. Ground your feet into the floor and then lift right up, bridge pose. Hips towards the sky, squeeze in, lift up. Stack your shoulder blades underneath of your spine, squeeze in, lift up even higher. And release onto the earth. Knees go side to side. Bridge pose, lift up, squeeze in. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. And then lift your hips even higher. Breathe in. Release onto the earth. Wheel. Plant your hands on either sides of your ears and drive your hips all the way towards the sky. Come up, no time to waste. Wheel. Come into your greatest expression. Ground down to lift up, take your belly button towards the sky, breathe in. Release onto the earth, chin to chest, come down. Let's do one more back bend. If wheel's in your practice, go for it. If not, bridge is great. Wherever you're going, lift up. Go now. Hips to the sky, squeeze in. Draw in to create your fullest expression out. Last breath, fill your lungs. Come to your mat, chin to chest, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out wide. And listen to your breath. Have you sped it up? Are you still slow and controlled? Are you panting through your mouth or your nose? Reset right here. Two more breaths. Last one, all together, fill up. Fill your lungs all the way and then take 2 extra sips at the top. So breathe in. There you go. Now breathe out. Like belly breaths. Those are the best. All right, place your hands underneath of your hips to protect your low back, and we'll take our feet towards the sky. And I really like to bring my intention to my heels here, like drive your heels towards the sky. Stack your heels directly over your hips. And lower your legs 30 degrees. Flex your toes towards your face, squeeze in your core, and then lower another 30 degrees. Come all the way to a hover, glance at your piggies, and then wiggle them, and shoot all the way back up, 90 degrees. Lower them 30 degrees. Don't use your leg muscles too much, use your core. Lower them 30 more degrees. Lower all the way to a hover, and then shoot them back up, 90 degrees. And then I want to do something super fun that Lewis did in a class I took recently. So you're going to lower your legs all the way to a hover, open them, and then close and lift back up. And we're going to do that 20 times. So lower, open, come back together, lift for 19. Go again, 18. Keep moving, slow and controlled. There you go, together, up. Keep breathing. 12, 11, 10, you've got this. Keep breathing. Just experience your core strengthening. Beautiful work. 8, 7, 6, just a few more. You're killing it at home. You got this, guys. Few more breaths. Keep your breath going. Last one all together. Lower down, open up. Close all the way up. Beautiful work. Stretch your hands up above your head. Reach your toes towards the end of your mat. Take a long stretch. Breathe and open up. Rock and roll up and down your mat 3 times. And we'll meet in, let's see here, we'll meet in high boat. Just because I love you. high boat, like this, flex your toes towards your face, bounce on your like tailbone kinda, high boat, and then come down into low boat. Beautiful. And then pop right back up, high boat, breathe in. Low boat, slow and controlled, exhale. Breathe in, high boat, just 2 more, you've got it. Low boat, you've got this. High boat, breathe in, squeeze up, low boat. Rock and roll up and down your mat, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. It was only 3 of them, I had 2 guys, sorry. Let's finish it off with a cherry on top. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Lift your right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged down dog. Open your hip, bend your knee. And feel your whole side body open here, especially in your hips. We're about to move into a hip opener. So breathe in right there to your hip, create space, fill your lungs. And then swing your foot through, set up for half pigeon. Beautiful, so your right leg is gonna be parallel with the front of your mat. Flex your right toes towards your face. And then walk your hands forward. The most important thing here is that your right knee is in line with your right hip. So check that out, make sure you're protecting that knee joint. You can scoot your hip over a little bit, perfect, looks good. Beautiful. You can start out on your forearms, but then begin walking your hands forward, elongate forward. Be intentional with your breath here, all the way in and out of your nose. Press your left hip towards the floor, roll it down towards the floor. I recently read a book that's all about being vulnerable and present with people and going deeper with people. And I've had so much trouble learning how to do that. And I had this realization a couple nights ago that it's because I don't even do that with myself. How can I do that with other people? So I take opportunities like this one right here to get really vulnerable with myself, with my body. You just feel everything your body has to offer here. And then go even deeper. Get to know yourself more right here. How you respond in uncomfortable situations. Just be present here and go deeper. Be intentional with your breath. And just stick and stay, even when it gets uncomfortable. 3 more breaths. It's your very last breath on this side. Take it all the way. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take whatever movement you need. If you need to walk out your hips, bend your knees a little bit. And once you're in downward facing dog, let's take a big breath together. Fill up. Exhale, side out. Lift your left leg up towards the sky, 3-legged down dog. And open up from your pinky finger all the way to your pinky toe. Feel your ribs separate, your hips open up. Breathe into that, open up. And then swing your foot through, half pigeon on the left. Your left knee comes right behind your hand. Don't forget to glance at your left knee and your left hip. Make sure it's in a nice straight line to protect your hip and knee joint. Point your right toe towards the back of the room and reach your hands forward. Reach the crown of your head forward. Roll your right hip down towards the earth and just surrender all the way down to the floor. Keep your breath going. Find your absolute edge. Release your jaw. Bring water to your joints for 5 more breaths. Two more breaths. Walk your hands forward. Inhale. Exhale, go deeper. And then take your very last breath. Stay for the exhale all the way out. Downward facing dog. Walk out your hips. Take whatever movement feels right to you. And then we'll move into single seated leg extension. So come onto your booty and bring your feet out in front of you. And plug your right foot into your left leg, and we'll just stretch out each side here. Reach your hands towards the sky and then fold over your left leg. You can bring a slight bend in your left knee. And this shouldn't be a strain, this is a release. So if you feel your muscles like tightening up, then just like let it go a little bit, it's okay. This is just to get the blood flow going again. Breathe in, halfway lift. Fold forward, chest towards your thighs. One more breath, just like that. Halfway lift. Fold forward. And then switch legs. Breathe in, lift up, switch it out, and then fold forward. Flex your toes towards your face and bend your knee. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Fold even deeper. Reach the crown of your head forward. Halfway lift, breathe in, reach forward. Beautiful. One more, halfway lift, inhale, fold forward. Come up to seated. Now take both feet out in front of you. Flex your toes towards your face and bend your knees. I like to actually even put a block underneath my knees. It reminds me not to stress out my hamstrings. And then fold forward. This is a lower back release. Feel each and every vertebrae separate, like space between each and every one of your bones in your back. Open up, breathe in, halfway lift. Reach the crown of your head forward as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in, fill up all the way, and fold forward even deeper. Come into fish pose. So you can bring a block in between your shoulder blades or come onto your forearms if you want no block. Either way, crown of your head goes towards the back of the room. Perfect. Make sure that block lands kind of right in between your shoulder blades so your chest opens up. You should be able to breathe and swallow, very important. Beautiful, just let it all go here. Straighten your legs out, point your toes, open up, take up space. 3 breaths here. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. 2 more breaths. Last breath all together. Breathe in, fill up. Sigh all the way out. Come into a waterfall or headstand or shoulder stand, whatever inversion feels right to you. If you're going to waterfall, block goes underneath your hips. Shoulder stand, your hips come all the way up. There you go. Beautiful. Flex your toes towards your face. And shoulder stand, start moving into plow. Toes behind you. Touch the earth. And then move into deaf man's pose. Knees over your ear holes. You can place this on easy. Come back into plow, toes behind you, stretch out. Slowly come back up into shoulder stand. And then come all the way down, lay on your mat. Draw your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg and supine twist. Knee crosses your body, open up, set your gaze over at your right thumb. Plug that right shoulder blade in towards the earth. Take a big breath in. Release onto the earth. Come back to midline and switch it out. Draw your left knee in, extend your right leg, and let your knee fall over your body. Open your left hand towards the left side. Set your gaze to your left thumb. Draw the pit of your belly in and up. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Soak it all up. And come back to midline. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Squeeze in nice and tight. And clench up all the energy you have left inside of you. So squeeze your toes and squeeze your knees in really tight. And even your eyes, like make fists, squeeze it all up. It's Savasana. Let it all go. Come back to normal breathing. Final rest. Bring movement into your fingers and your toes. Make your way onto your right side for fetal posture. Just take one more moment of silence here to bring a fresh wave of gratitude and energy and excitement for all the blessings and opportunities you have headed your way. Take a breath in and out. Press up to seated with your eyes closed, feet crossed in front of you. And we'll finish this class just as we began. Hands at heart center, 3 ohms together. Inhale. Bring your thumbs forehead center. We bow together. Namaste. Awesome job. Of course, you guys crushed it. Same with you at home. I love when you guys get to join. It's awesome. Just being able to have a farther reach. Isn't technology awesome? I'm so excited to spend a few moments here with you on Thursdays. We also have really awesome workshops going on and a lot of other ways to plug into the community. That's what keeps me and my husband coming back. We love plugging in, meeting new people. Workshops are super fun because you can really come and build community, and it's a little bit more of a relaxed environment. Not that it's not relaxed now, but we're all kind of in our own zone. When you're at a workshop, we get to collaborate more and things like that. So the Intro into Basics workshop is coming up. That starts on September 14th, and she's going to go through all 53 poses of the whole series, and it will literally transform your practice. You're good. It'll transform your practice because then you really know where you're supposed to go. You kind of have more in your head of what the pose looks like in the safest way possible. So it kind of takes some of that guesswork out. So that's going to be a really awesome workshop. We also have Healing Circle, which is going to be a virtual event with a lot of healing and openness and vulnerability. So that'll be awesome. Just talking through some things, building community there. Then we also have 2 balance workshops. One is a try balance. It's like a one-time workshop on October 3rd. And the other one's hands down, where you balance doing handstands, which Leah is so cool. I don't know if you guys have seen any of her props. Maybe go check out our Instagram. She has all these really cool things. They do handstands all over and it builds your muscles. It's really, really cool. I'm too scared to try it, to be honest. Maybe one day. You can leave your block right on the floor so we can clean it. And other than that, I hope you have an awesome day, awesome week, and I hope to see you again very soon. See you guys. Bye, Lynn. Bye, iPad. I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. I can't see you. Bye, guys.